Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we have a whole lot to talk about. I'm going to keep the intro pretty short, but we're going to be talking about zLaner, Esports Talk, Jake Sucky, Energy Isaac. There's a bunch of names that we're going to bring up today. A lot happened last night and there's a lot to go over. We're also going to be talking about me having spent time in jail. It's unfortunate I have to talk about it this quickly and today. I have said in the past that I've been meaning to make a video on my past so I can fully go over everything with you guys. But the only thing I want to say before we get started today is the mission of this channel. The mission of this channel is to rid hackers of these games and provide a clear path for hardworking gamers to reach the top, rightfully if their skill brings them there. Okay, or they do whatever they need to do to get there. But I don't want any obstacle like hacking to be in the way for legit hardworking gamers. That does not include any negativity toward anybody. None of the people I accuse do I feel that I'm negative toward as far as calling them things or slandering them. I do think it's not okay what they're doing, and I'm not okay with cheating. And I understand people can be upset if you call them a cheater or a hacker, and if they're not, or maybe they are and they're still upset. I understand that. But at the end of the day, more attention on anybody is going to bring them more income and more views. So I feel okay providing research in my opinion. No negativity. That's what we're doing here. That being said, I'm extremely confident about the videos that I've put out in my opinion, and we will continue to do that on this channel. But today we have a lot to address about my past, about something that happened last night on my Twitter. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's absolute madness. I've received hate, death threats. No big deal, guys. I've had a long and tough life, and you're going to hear some of it in this video today. But just know I love you guys, and I'm here with a mission and a passion. And none of this hate against me or slander against me is going to stop me from accomplishing my goal. And what I just said there is what I believe any of these people being accused should feel. If I was Z, I would be passionate to prove people I'm legit. I wouldn't be upset about people calling me a hacker all the time because I would know that I'm legit. So I don't relate to his mentality at all here, and I've been an open, nice guy throughout, and I'm just providing my opinion, what I think, based on the research and experience I have. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right. I might sound a little different in this video. It doesn't mean I'm not confident in how I feel about zLaner. It doesn't mean that they've hurt me with this. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, and I don't want to over talk and over communicate things to you here. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. So I might be even more monotone than usual, guys, but I want to keep this simple. I want to keep this real, and I want to go through as much as I can today. And if we need to make a second video where I go through everything, we can do that. So this all started on this video right here with Esports Talk. Everyone knows Jake Sucky and Hunter by now, and they do bring information daily. I've personally felt biased from their videos for a long time, but they bring good information every day, and they've done an outstanding job with their channel. Okay, I can even say that about cheaters and hackers. They hack, I don't agree with it, but there's a lot of cheaters and hackers out there that put on an entertaining show. They develop their channel. They do very well for themselves, and I can respect that no matter if I agree or disagree with your opinion. So, just being said, I'm going to play this video partway through so you can hear what Jake Sucky has to say. Basically, he's just calling people out and saying we don't have enough information, but he also says he'll say sorry if he is wrong in the end. But he proceeds to dump on me here, and you're going to see that as well in the comments and on Twitter, which is another situation that happens. So I'm going to talk about the bias a little bit, my thoughts, and just talk to you guys honestly as I can about this. I'm going to play it for you.
Yo. And I understand there's a big rift out there, and I tell you, to all of you haters out there who think Z is actually guilty, how about you wait a little over a month when the anti-cheat is finally here, and see if Z either 1, gets banned, or 2, falls off and stops frying.
So I'm gonna stop it at a bunch of points, and this might be an annoying comparison to many that have heard it already, but it is the comparison that I have to make. Okay, he is calling me out here, but he's also saying let's wait till the anti-cheat and see. All right, well, let's consider professional sports athletes that have taken enhancement drugs to win something. Okay, and let's just assume maybe I'm one of those inside people that found out that someone is taking a performance enhancing drug, right? I found it out. The world doesn't know, right? But I'm trying to tell the world by like what I'm seeing, my research. Like, here's a video of him doing this, and it's not possible to do this unless you take this. Blah, 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 blah. You know, research, you're showing what's happening, and you're trying to tell people, look, this guy is doing things you can't do without performance enhancing drugs. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm researching and I'm giving my opinion. Yes, I get really firm sometimes, but that's when I have a lot of research to back it up. So I get excited and I want to show you guys. And also, this is a new channel. So you know what I'm saying? In that scenario I just described, I might know that this guy is cheating, or I might know that this guy is taking performance enhancing drugs, but this guy is not going to be okay with saying that I'm wrong or anything in between until an anti-cheat comes out. And just to go on a riff about that a little bit, even Fortnite, we're going to get into this in a future video where I bring up all the evidence and talk about it in depth, but Fortnite has an anti-cheat right now. And Cronus is being used, and devices that manipulate the input are still able to be used to this day. A big name in Fortnite, Unknown Army, even showed his Cronus on stream, and he said he doesn't use it for Fortnite, but right now those things are not bannable in Fortnite. Certain things are, but there's stuff out there that you can get increased aim assist and not be banned. So, you know, just a couple of points there, and let's keep going.
One of the biggest points we brought up a long time ago, and quite frankly, I'm just tired of all of it. That's why we don't talk about it. When Z, if he ever does somehow get banned, which I don't think he will get caught hacking because I don't think he's actually hacking, I'll be the first one to cover it. We'll be the first ones to talk about it. I can guarantee you that, and I'll say sorry to all of you guys who actually think he is guilty. But when you, as a YouTube channel, are out there posting about everybody possibly being a hacker, you, to me, lose all your legitimacy. When you think Symphony, when you think Z countless times, when you think Diaz Biffle, when you think Cloaksy, when you think all of these guys.
Okay, I gotta stop it again. All of these guys, out of the people that he just named, I do believe that both Diaz Biffle and zLaner are clearly hacking on Warzone. I've done videos on it. Go check it out, and there's a lot more coming because I have loads of evidence that are different from anybody else on that same input at a high level. And so also, the people that he just called out, other than Z and other than Biffle, he said Cloaksy and Symphony. Symphony, I've been a little bit more unsure of because he has some obviously wild and suspect clips. If you can't look at his clips and agree that some look absolutely insane, then I don't understand. But I haven't made a video on him dead to rights because I'm a controller player. In Cloaksy, he's referencing Cloaksy as the other one. Cloaksy, I made a video on, and I said the situation that he was in was not that sus. The whole community said it was sus, and I went through that video and said why it wasn't sus and how he made the decisions. So I didn't really call out Cloaksy, and I actually said that Cloaksy, from what I've seen so far, is legit. Symphony, I have seen some crazy clips, and I've said that's sus, and I think that it's pretty crazy, but I haven't made a dead to rights video like zLaner and Biffle. So just another thing to address. Let me see if there's anything else in this video we need to hear. All right, sorry guys, I started playing that video and realized there wasn't much more I wanted to show you there. Let's get to the next thing. My only point with this video, you guys have probably seen it on the channel, is that Jake completely backing Z and then attacking me like I'm going to show you guys. I mean, I don't need to word it as attacking, but, you know, coming back at me for doing these accusations anyways. He's completely biased, and he's leaving things out that you just can't ignore, okay? zLaner has been caught talking about the unlock tool, saying he's got a contact for it, and he could get it for Tim. He clearly hasn't grinded for that camo. We pretty much know that. And so you're condoning that. But not only are you condoning that, which kids in his chat could be seeing or hearing that, and then looking, how do I get the unlock tool? And then they're potentially banning themselves because they download a cheat provider or something, and then they're getting themselves in trouble because what Z's talking about on stream. Even if he paid someone to do it for him. I mean, I know people have done that in the past, but when you're a giant content creator, that's something that you shouldn't be doing, okay? And especially talking about like it's no big deal. Past that, he has teamed with hackers and even sent a hacker to kill another player that we learned was a console gamer on Xbox with 1,500 wins. He had 10 kills in this game. Choke, sorry. So I'm going to play that for you here. A lot of you guys have already seen this, but it's just like, even if somehow he's not cheating, okay? If somehow he's not cheating and I look like a total idiot at the end of this, which I'm obviously willing to go out on a limb to do because I'm that confident, but it's like, how are you missing all the rest of this? How are you not reporting on all the rest of this? How is all the rest of this okay to you? I just don't understand that part of it at all. And then now let's just get into it. I'm going to play the clip and we have so much to get through.
Oh, it's like they're about to change their mind.
Hey, yo, Jerome, you need some backup?
Yeah, literally. I think Jerome died, though. I kind of fried him from the side. Sorry, Jerome.
I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
I down one on top of the hill. 3. Hold on, Chad. Just give me a second, man. People below me.
Just inbound.
Is he above?
Let's head to the safe zone. Shit! I'm taking fire!
Disregard. My cue. Enemies are still active.
Hey, we need to win this though. We need to win this game because. But, oh, he's below, bro.
No, these are the guys, bro. Right?
Yep.
These them?
These are them. I want to see if Jerome is still alive. Can he take?
I think I might have killed Jerome. Jerome, are you in chat?
He was right below. Oh, he's hacking. He's hacking. Level 48. He's hacking. He's hacking.
Okay, so I mean, just, no big deal, but the point of this is to show you that there's extreme bias on that channel. That's all. I mean, I don't know how you cover this guy as complete legit, and then you miss all these things. This was a guy streaming. He wasn't stream sniping from all accounts and what we've seen, and he's also not cheating as he's on console. So it's just like, and even if you do think he's even if Z thought he was stream sniping or had reason to believe he's stream sniping, you're sending a hacker. I can't say this enough. I mean, I can't believe that there aren't more people that just use this and understand all the bad that's going on here. He's using a hacker and sending him like an attack dog to kill someone else in that game. That could be someone competing for money. They could have money that means a lot to them on the line in a wager. There could be so many things going on, and he felt confident and okay to just call out Jerome to kill that guy, okay? I'm not allowed to research and report my findings and opinion on hackers, but they can just send hackers to kill other people that are in their games. Like, I don't understand where the disconnect is there. So I just had to bring that up. Jake Sucky and Hunter are happy to cover all the moments in their favor. And I know they're going to spin that right around on me saying, you're doing that with all the cheaters and exposers. But I'm doing research into these guys, and I'm finding clips and evidence informing my opinion. You guys are just pulling clips and then making an opinion video, basically. I mean, that's all I got to say. Let's move on. Now, this is the thing that got crazy last night, and it's absolutely ridiculous, but I'm going to talk about it here. Someone so now let me back up a little bit before I start this. Since starting this, I am now getting hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of comments and hundreds of DMs. A large amount of hate, a lot of people on my side, a lot of people sending me clips, a lot of people showing me clips to look at, etc. And I'm going to tell you two things right off the bat here that I will admit to all day long. There are so many of you sending clips that sometimes if I watch one really quick and I see one that's not that sus, but you guys think it's super sus, like I'll say good job or something, because it really means a lot to me that you guys are sending me clips and doing work to check the stuff out. It doesn't mean I'm going to always agree with every clip that you guys post. On the other side of things, there's a lot of haters there's traps everywhere out for me. People are like putting comments to try to get me caught. They're putting hate out there. They're questioning the way I think about things. And they're out there to try to get this information to show you guys, to slander me, really. And so what happened was this guy posted a video and was like, review this. It looks like zLaner's hacking. And I made this comment here. What a damning clip. Great eye, man. And the backstory behind that is I saw this clip. I immediately recognized the guns in this moment with my buddy Eric when we were gaming. And I'm using independent FOV. This is an older clip. I'm on independent. You see the harsh zoom in. Nothing in the clip looks like aimbot. This is sarcasm. I'm killing this guy with kindness. I immediately knew this was my clip. And instead of bantering with this guy and calling him out for being a rat and trying to trap me, I just gave him a sarcastic, funny, positive remark. And if you go through my comments where I'm responding to people, you're going to see that everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if something else funky like this pops up and people try to completely tunnel vision and discredit me. But this is the same guy that has the bias on his channel, you guys. And he just saw one little bit of text and he's using that to absolutely, completely try to take me down and say everything that I'm doing is false based on a little text. But I'm doing all this research and all this work with all of you guys and all these other exposers, finding damning clips that aren't comparable to other legit gamers, and I'm giving my opinion and I'm showing you guys. That's not good enough. That makes me crazy, and it's enough for these guys to do this. I just don't really understand. I'm going to play the clip for you just because it's funny to me that this is the first gameplay on a large scale from me that the COD community is going to see. But this is a while back playing for fun with my buddies. I'm on independent. I got the harsh zoom in. I have terrible settings. My settings are still optimized for Fortnite at this point. It's just funny to me, guys. You can believe what you want about it. You can think I'm just covering it up. But I mean, that's just absolutely absurd. And then it's just like, how could you also not think? There's just so many comments, you guys. I'm not going to say things perfectly every time. But what you should appreciate, sorry, I'm getting really dry mouth. I'm not going to tell you what to appreciate or what not to appreciate. But what you should actually think about a little bit is just the fact that there's just so many of these comments, and I am actually out there every day responding to hundreds of them. Go to Jake Sucky's page, go to zLaner's page, go to any of these big namers, and look how much they're responding to their community. If they responded to accusations in the comments, like with their own writing all the time, if zLaner was like responding to accusations and telling people why he's not cheating, there would be so many clips of people cutting his text and trying to blow him wide open like they're doing to me here. So it's just a point I want to make. I'm going to play the video now and let you guys watch me get some kills in Warzone because that's all this is. And then we're going to move on to the crazier part of this video.
Mark. I think they're in the press box.
Good shit, right on me, on me.
Receiving hostile fire. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocation. Loadout drop headed your way. In their sights. Enemy soldier incoming.
That was a weird grenade it did not throw, right?
They have me sighted.
Gotcha.
Fuck. Ground.
Good fucking shit. There's still a guy out in the yard and a guy in the heli looking at that guy. Whatever.
All right, so that's it. There's the gameplay of me killing some guys a bunch of months back on Call of Duty. I mean, that's all that is, you guys. That's really all that is. We're going to move on now. Just some points to be made. From here, it got even crazier. Energy Isaac tuned in. Same type of thing, just kind of putting me down a little bit, telling me that I'm trying to bring people down. What happened to the passion? The passion's still there, man. The passion's still there. What happened is I'm extremely passionate. I found out about these hackers. I started down this path and I found all these clips and I've been researching, finding damning evidence, and my passion turned into making sure other people can fulfill their passion. Because I hate that there's tons of players out there with enormous amounts of skill that are being held back by all these hackers at the top, all the hackers that are unknown. All this cheating in Warzone are holding so many people back that have been grinding so hard. So that's the goal, that's the passion. It's still there. There's no hate, no negativity. But to see these type of comments are a little disappointing. I've even messaged Energy Isaac way before this, and he should really know from my DMs. Not that he needs to read any of them, but you know, it's just crazy, guys. zLaner even goes, "This shit is comical," and then all of his trolls are below bashing me all night. It's crazy. I even messaged, even Sergeant Stressful brought this up to me, and found out about it. And I explained to him exactly what went on in that clip and why it was taken out of context this way. And so even Sergeant Stressful, another exposer, felt like he's going to make a video regardless. It doesn't matter what I say or what really happened. Sergeant Stressful just wanted to make a video on this situation and laugh about it anyway. To be honest, the video made me laugh a little bit because it is funny what happened. I mean, it's funny. I get the comedy that's in this, but it's really just them taking something out of context. So I'm laughing, but I'm also just like, this is what really happened. And I just think it's funny because this guy has been in my comments before about potentially copying his content, which I've never done. So, you know, there's just a lot of different personalities and views out there in the community. Whether you think you're on a team and doing the same thing and you have the same type of goal, people choose to manipulate and take different routes. And I'm here to be honest and open with all of you. You guys have seen me showing the DMs a few times. I'm not afraid to do that. But when I'm wrong, I also make videos coming to address that. I'm never going to get loads of comments from you guys with something important and not address it. That's never going to happen on this channel. Ever, ever, ever. There's never going to be people in the comments asking for something of me, and I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to be in the comments. If I did something wrong, said something wrong, I'm going to be right back on my feet addressing it head on because I live my life in a certain way now. You guys are going to hear about it because we're about to get into the jail time and stuff. But I've learned a lot in my past, and because of that, I move forward completely transparent, completely honest. If you disagree and you think I'm stupid because I don't get it or I don't understand or I don't know what hacking is or I'm not good enough a gamer, fine. But I am doing this in truth and honesty and transparency for research and to figure things out because I still truly am so confident these guys are cheating. Let's keep going here. What's the next? This is the video is Stressful. It's a little funny, guys. It's a little funny. I'm still, if Stressful makes good videos, just like Esports Talk. Like, understand on this channel, people can make good videos that I disagree with. Rara, Stressful, Esports Talk, Jake Sucky. People that I don't necessarily directly agree with, but I've seen what they have accomplished. I've seen the work they've put in, and I see the information they provide daily. So I'm still following these people. I still might use their content to talk about things. I just want you guys to understand my mindset here, because I really feel like there's no chink in my armor. They're gonna try to find it now that I'm on full blast. They're gonna try to find that chink, but I don't believe I have a chink anymore, guys. I'm fully vested, full plates. I don't feel like you guys can penetrate me because I've been through so much, and I am so honest. If at the end of all this I go to Z and somehow I'm proven wrong, then I've just been a genuine idiot this whole time. But I truly don't believe that, and I truly believe Z and many more are cheating. Let's keep going. This is the tough part. I'm going to take a swig of water, and we're going to dive into this. All these comments started coming. I started getting hate. I got death threats. People signed my email up for porn and sent me hate. And I've gotten so much negativity, you guys, but I'm still here doing this. I was going through the comments, and then I saw that someone on Twitter, a Twitter warrior, just like the guy that dug up my sarcastic comment about my own clip, a Twitter warrior dug up this mugshot, guys. I have a lot to say. I said this in the beginning. I didn't want to make the video like this because this story is so massive. So many things happened to me before this, during this, after this. There's just so much involved. So I'm going to be pretty simple today, and there'll probably be a video in the future about this more in depth, and you guys can surely ask me anything you want. But before I get started, I want to say that I made bad decisions in my past. A lot of them. I made a lot of... and I'm going to try not to get emotional when I talk about this. So make fun of me all you want, guys. It's been a long journey, and so I might have to just pause to hold it in a few times because this is a lot. It's a lot. So where do I want to start with all this? Let me just tell you what happened. I got caught for selling weed and for having possession of Xanex, and they confiscated $250,000 from me. Now, I didn't grow up with money, and this is what I want to say first. I want to say that no matter how I explain this story, okay, because there's so much important detail that goes into the story, just know that I don't condone any decision that I made in the past. I made bad decisions. It led me down bad roads, and I paid some pretty harsh consequences. Potentially, I could have paid worse consequences, but I'm here, and it has affected me greatly. So I'm not trying to make this a light story or make it seem like, it was okay, any of the stuff that I did. I don't want it to seem like that at all, but I do want to bring you guys through the mentality of how this happened to me, how I got involved, some of the things that went on, and what's changed. Okay, so, don't go doing this. Don't go looking this stuff up. It doesn't lead you anywhere good. And so just know that. If anyone tries to say that I'm being light about this later on when I'm talking about it, please just reference the beginning of this part here. All right. So I was caught for weed and Xanax possession. I was selling weed. I had possession of Xanax, and I had $250,000 in total, at least, taken away from me, leaving me completely broke again. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to rewind to how I grew up. All through high school and even to the senior year, I was the nerdiest kid you could ever meet. Blonde hair, short, skinny, glasses, and braces. All natural, not dyed blonde, just a little nerdy kid that a lot of people had fun teasing, beating up, and messing with through, all of my elementary, middle school, high school. It was constantly a thing. I'm saying this all for a reason because it's a big story, guys. So I never I never had a really big, good friend group. I was tortured, truly, a lot of the time in school growing up. But through all the way up until senior year, I was like the golden child in my family. I was nice and polite to everybody. I played a lot of sports. I was over my family's house all the time. You know, I was doing good in school. I was one of the first ones to go to college. Like, I was doing everything good. And not only that, I didn't smoke weed or drink or do anything bad in high school or anything like that at all. The first experience I ever had with weed or marijuana was senior year. And this is not funny. This is really unfortunate. There's people that are going to laugh at me about this, but I didn't smoke weed and I didn't drink. And if you knew me around then, you would know that I was anti all of that. Like, I was like, get it away from me. I don't want to be about it. And that only made them, you know, tease me, and I would just get harassed more. And so many times I got beat up and punched and hit with metal lunch boxes. And I'm not even going to get into all that. Again, I don't want you guys to feel bad. I just want you to have some context here. So that being said, one day senior year, all the guys in the tech class were having cookies, just cookies, right? And I'm never really a part of the friend groups in school at that point or anything, but one of them offered me a cookie. I like cookies. I'm in school. I took it. It was a pot cookie. So despite me being anti-weed, anti-drugs, that's the whole way I was brought up, senior year of high school, I was given a weed cookie by another student that I'm not going to name. And, you know, it's just a kid doing kid things, but I wasn't about that yet. I didn't know about that stuff yet, and I was anti that. But at the end of the day, I had this weed cookie, and these kids were kind of like nice to me through the day. And then, so kind of like throughout the end of the senior year, it just seemed like weed wasn't that bad anymore. I tested it out by accident. Someone gave it to me. I didn't feel like I was a drug addict after using it. I just feel like I was more relaxed and goofy throughout the day. And I started doing research before college, and I found out, you know, there's a lot of benefits to this, and I didn't see a lot of negatives. And you guys got to remember the time this was. This was in a time where weed was still looked at as pretty bad. Like, it wasn't like today where it's being more normalized. But while researching this stuff and finding out the goods, you know, the benefits to it and stuff, it became more okay to me that had happened to me senior year. Let me take another sip of water here. So, boom, that situation happened. And then I went to college. And again, going to college was going to be a huge step for me because I didn't have a lot of friends. I was always bullied. It was always I was one of those kids, like, every day going to school. Whew. So every day going to school was a battle for me. Like, it was very hard every day. So when I got to college and I got to meet people that I was going to be roommates with and people on my floor, I wanted nothing more than to erase, you know, all of that bullying and all that nonsense. And I just wanted a friend group. And that's what I got. I met some really great people, and nothing about what I just said changes that. Okay. I met some great people. Just so happens that those people smoked weed. So I went from not smoking weed to being given weed to then going to school, you know, away from home. God, guys, I'm just going to grit through this, and I did not want to be like this in this video at all. So I apologize, and definitely make fun of me if you want. I need to take a lap. Oh. Oh, I just needed to jump around. So, so I get to school, and I want nothing more but to make a bunch of friends. That's all I wanted. And they happen to smoke weed. So, you know, after that experience and researching and finding out that, you know, weed wasn't the end of the world as far as your health, and there were some benefits, I started smoking weed. Now, how did it lead into me being a giant drug dealer in New York? I grew up with two completely different parents that got divorced a few years in after I was born. My mom taught me to be the most kind person in the world, genuine, nice to all. That's what I learned from her. From my dad, I learned how to be money smart, logical, and strategic, and do work. That's what I've learned from my mom and my dad. So as soon as I started paying for these little things of weed, and they cost like $20, a gram or per, you guys know how it goes. I was like immediately like, this is insane. This is insane. Now, this is not the right logic path, but I'm just explaining. I already found out and did all the research about the health implications. I had an experience I didn't mean to have. I'm now finding and meeting my first real friend group, and they're all smoking weed. So, I just, it didn't seem like, it just was like, that's the way my life went. Hindsight's 2020, and I obviously wish I didn't go to jail, and I obviously knew I made mistakes, but so many instances in my life just naturally led me to this spot, and I was the anti-drug guy in high school, literally. So, so I was just naturally, because of like how I was built, like as soon as I bought it, I was like, this is crazy paying this much for this, and this is something that is potentially going to be legal in the future. Like I kind of knew that it was going this direction, okay, because of the talks about California back then and all that. Like I saw the direction it was going. So to me, it didn't feel like a drug dealer. I felt like an entrepreneur in a new market space, which is, I know it's crazy to say that, but like I was a young kid and I made a mistake, and it's just the way it went. So I learned, quick that I had to buy it in bulk to get better deals. And then Bitcoin started coming around, and you guys can call me an idiot all you want, because I've done some idiotic things, but I'm not an idiot, if you know what I mean. I got in Bitcoin very early, 2011, 2012, when it was under like 10, 20 bucks per Bitcoin. And I invested in it, and I made, out of the 250,000 that I made, like 80, 90,000 of that was made through Bitcoin trades and such like that. And so I learned about Bitcoin. All right. So, and this was separate from the weed thing. I learned about Bitcoin. Okay. I joined a fraternity. I met some people that I'm obviously not going to name, but I learned about the deep web. That's all. No one led me down any rabbit. I did everything myself. This was me being stupid myself. But I learned about the deep web. Then I had knowledge of Bitcoin. Then I had this weed thing started, and it just collided on me. It was a terrible decision. Strictly for money. I thought I was being an entrepreneur. It just stupid. I can't say stupid enough, guys. Really stupid. And so I sold weed for a couple years, and that wasn't even the dumbest decision I made. Toward the end, and I was getting really comfortable with how I had everything set up. People are always making requests at that point for you to get other things. And, for years I was like, only weed, everything else is bad, only weed, everything else is bad. But, people talk about gateway drugs and how it leads to other things. Well, that's what doing bad things like I, did against the law. It leads to other stuff. And I wish it didn't. But people came to me and were like, yo, I have anxiety. There's a bunch of people at this house that have anxiety. Is there any way you can get us a pack of Xanax? We already take it. And so it was like, I said no so long. And then there was a point where it was like one order could have made me like $3,000. Okay. And I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and neither did my family. So like all of this money I was saving, this kind of sucks. And I hope I'm not going to get upset about this. It's not a big deal, but I was saving so much money to try to give back to my dad and my mom to redo her bathroom, because my mom had this problem in her bathroom where there was like a lot of water damage. And she brought it up one time. I was home and I was in the middle of making all this money, and I just was like, I knew I needed to help her. And so I was trying to get as much money as I could so I could do even more than that. This was like, money was a validation of like, I was never spending it. I never spent it on tons of things, and it was always for me gonna be something for my family and for my future, and I did it the wrong way. I did it the wrong way. I'll scroll through the article so you guys can see it, and the article is not exactly correct. They say 170,000, others say 160, others say 150, some say 200. They're all over the place, but they do talk about, the Xanax and the pounds of weed I was selling and the Bitcoin starting at $6. And you guys can read this article yourself. But all of these articles are just some news guy that, heard bits and pieces of the story and then filled in the rest of the information. It's not all exactly correct. The bottom line is that I grew as a weed seller, and that at one point I made a stupid decision to make a Xanax order that was going to make me a large sum of money in one transaction. So that was the biggest mistake I made, but they're all mistakes. I also have only had one really true girlfriend in my life. I've had a few quick things that didn't really work out, but I had one real relationship in my life, and I absolutely ruined it. I ruined it with this. I got caught. I ended up going to jail for a while, and I don't blame her one bit. That happened. I got time away from life, which sucked. I didn't get to graduate because they pulled me out of school early, so I didn't get my degree, and I have a lot of student loans. They took all of the money in my bank accounts because once you have some dirty money in your bank account, it's considered all dirty money in the eyes of the law. So I lost all $250,000 that I had and complete flat broke, back to Nothingville. No degree, nowhere to go. All my fault. All my fault. It was just so hard, guys. Being someone that's looked at in such high regard in your family, and them having no idea and just thinking you're a straight edge, good guy, and then this happening and your whole family seeing it all at once. So many emotions, so many, it just sucked. And I'm still dealing with it to this day because it has to be on my resumes and such, guys. So, I'm going to be living with this. I'm going to be living with this for life. I'm really sorry, guys. I did not think I was going to have to cut this so many times, but, I try not to think about this story and what happened to me. This was a long time ago, guys. This was 2015 this happened. This is a long time ago. I've grown so much. I've had so many jobs since then. I've had to fight, for every day I'm fighting because of what I did in my past. So I'm not promoting any of it. It's all not good, but I want to share everything with you guys and put it all on the table. I thought I'd be less emotional about this, but I haven't seen a lot of this stuff or tried to think about it in a while. I just try to do better every day. Now I'm ranting and saying the same thing twice. The last thing is just, my shout out to Z, asking him to fly me out, because despite all of this, I'm still so confident that he's cheating. Biffle too. I feel the bias all over, and I do feel like I was attacked a little bit. I get how that's, hypocritical when they think I'm attacking him, but I'm doing the research. I'm doing the work. I'm making conclusions. I'm showing you guys, and I'm giving my opinion to the best of my ability, and I'm very confident in it. I appreciate any and all support. I'm going to throw us into the outro. The only thing I want to say, I guess, about the shout out to zLaner is that it's not about the terms. I just want to get out there and we'll figure it out. I know a lot of you want to have a specific PC have him use and all this, but I've played controllers so long, and I'm just so in tune with cheating and what's possible. If he sets up and he starts playing some games and he's dropping high kill games like normal, and I'm watching what he's clicking on his controller and if he's got a foot pedal or anything like that, and I just halfway through a game say, let me have the controller now and play, I will be able to feel if there's extra aim assist without any doubt. I know every aim curve, every response curve. I know all the settings for ADS. I know how all that works, and they can affect aim assist. I felt it all, and I will immediately feel on Z's controller if he gives it over mid-game. I will immediately feel and know if there's cheats going on. and it'll be obvious for people to see that, okay? So that's all. I don't expect him to do it at all, really. I don't really expect him to do it, but I'm willing to put myself on the line. I'm willing to put myself on the line. This is truly my belief. I'm not trying to attack or insult or take down anyone. I'm trying to report my research, and hopefully these game companies can make these big changes that we all need so much. Whew. I don't know that I covered everything I wanted to. I'm sure I missed tons, and I'm sure I'm going to hate watching this video and wishing I said a lot more. But I wanted to get it out right away. Let's head into the outro. Love you guys. Take care. All right, guys. I can't say I'm not nervous releasing this video. I wanted to put a lot more time and effort and detail into my history and my past, but because of what happened, I needed to rush this out, and I wanted you guys to hear it right as I thought it and as I said it. Feel free to bash me in the comments. I haven't had a clean past in history, but my history has led me to be honest and clean now, and that's why I'm taking these steps. I'm doing things right, and I'm trying to be respectful and honest, and I'm doing this because it's my passion. I want legit gamers to succeed and rise rightfully if they put in the skill and effort. Anyone should be able to do anything. Thank you. Please let me know what you think in the comments. The sub is greatly appreciated. Have a good one. This channel is just getting started.